GTA Math, what's up? Just wanted to do something different today, evaluating limits. So this one has a couple steps to it. Um, there is going to be some factoring, and depending on how far you moved in calculus, you could use some other techniques, but we're going to do this the old-fashioned way, so let's just get straight to it. So the first thing I see is there's a binomial that's to the cube root, so we have to break that up. Since this is a subtraction sign, when we factor it, I like to use acronyms. So I think that's the right word. I remember it as minus, plus, plus. I call it MPP. And if that was a plus, I would call it PMP. I kind of try to think of songs that go with this stuff, so that 50 Cent song kind of ties into my head. But we are going to have to factor this. And if factoring scares you, one way you can do it is say, okay, I'm going to take this x cubed minus 27, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. And then you can add this over. So it's x cubed equals 27. And you just take the cube root of this. So then you take the cube root, and then we end up with x equals 3. If that step confuses you, please do not feel worried, just because I'll make another video on how to factor very tough problems and show you some systems that can make your life easier. So once we get here, we had a first part. And whenever you're factoring something that's a cube root, it's going to look like this. In our case, it's going to be x plus or minus a. We're going to square this term. Plus or minus a x plus a squared. So for this one, since it's a minus, we're going to keep the subtraction sign, and then we're going to keep the 2 plus signs. So we're going to end up with this one. So we know that x equals 3. So when we get here, we're going to just say, okay, x minus 3. And then we know we have to square the x term. So we're going to end up with x squared. We said that it was going to be plus because we're using this one. Now we're going to multiply these two terms together. We're going to multiply x, and then we're going to multiply 3. But please remember to keep the sign that we used in this part of the problem. So then we get here. I'll make this line a little bit longer. And then we're going to add a times x, which is going to be 3x. And then we have plus 3 squared, which is here. 3 squared is 9, because 3 squared equals 9, which is the same thing as saying 3 times 3. And then we get here and we end up with 9. And then we're going to leave the bottom of this limit and we're going to drag it right over. So it's just going to be x minus 3. So I'm going to just rewrite this a little bit cleaner, so that way we can see the problem a lot neater. So we have x minus 3, x squared plus 3x plus 9 all over x minus 3. So, since this is all connected by multiplication and division, this term, and this term, we can actually divide this term and this term out. Because really it's saying x minus 3, x minus 3, and this equals 1. And we're getting rid of these two. If that doesn't make sense, I will also make a video on that. And then now we're just left with the limit as x approaches 3. We're going to have x squared, get it right, boy, x squared plus 3x plus 9. And now that we have something we can work with, we can actually evaluate the limit in a way healthier way. So now I'm just going to plug in 3. So the limit as x approaches 3, and then we're going to put 3 squared plus 3 times 3 plus 9. Because when you evaluate a limit, you're just saying, hey, let's plug this value in to each x. And that's what we did. So then once we get here, we just evaluate, right? Three squared, as we said earlier, is 9. So we got 9, and then 3 times 3 is 9. And we got another 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 plus 9 is 18. Plus another 9 is 27. So we can just simplify it and go, oh, the answer is actually 27. I'll make a video showing you different methods to solve this, depending on if you've learned L'Hopital's rule. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Problem's a little different, it's tricky. I'm trying to make sure I showcase all the work. So if you get stuck, you can see some of the steps that maybe your teacher may skip in class and just assume you know. But yeah, this is kind of one of the more medium level problems you would see in calculus. So hopefully it was helpful. Yeah, once again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. More content is coming. I plan on consistently uploading 3 videos a week, depending on school, maybe less, but that's the objective right now. So just stay tuned. Let's stay on this journey together. Let's learn, love, and grow. And yeah, let's just keep pushing. Good luck.